Good day, Professor Kelly. I am February Abelanasa, and together with my group mates Prerna Arya, Ian Galat, and Manpreet Kaur, we are going to discuss about diversity.
Hello everyone, I am Manpreet Kaur. Today I'm going to talk about diversity. So, what is diversity? Diversity is defined as difference in the human beings, but not according to their color, race, authenticity, etc. It tends to focus on set of policies which will meet the proper standard in human resource management. So, diversity is all about what makes each of us unique and include all our backgrounds, personality, life experience, all of these things that make us who we are. It is a combination of our differences that shape our view of the world, our perspective, and our approach. So, promoting multicultural work environment. So, for this, attain great profitability. Like when members of their diverse team see things in a variety of ways, they recognize new ways, new techniques to gain more profit. Nourishing multicultural understanding, like what we can do for this. We can celebrate traditional holidays, festival, and food, etc. Moreover, provide best client care, like observe and listen to the foreign customer and colleagues to better understand. Good communication with each other, like bridge the cultural gap with good communication skill, practice good manners, overcome language and cultural barriers, and also by providing like equal health facilities to all the peoples without any discrimination, like discrimination of races, authenticity, and all that. And better ideas and solutions. So give everybody to chance share their ideas and solution so that they feel like they're essential part of the organization. Speak and understand a variety of languages because language barrier creates so many problems. So try to understand more languages, learn more new languages to promoting multicultural work environment. So that's all about my part. Thank you guys.
I'm going to discuss about the social movement, the Black Lives Matter movement. The Black Lives Matter movement started in 2013 by three female black organizers with the hashtag Black Lives Matter after the acquittal of George Zimmerman in the shooting death of Trayvon Martin back in 2012. Hashtag Black Lives Matter has spearheaded demonstrations worldwide protesting police brutality and systematic racism that overwhelmingly affects the black community. The Black Lives Matter movement is a decentralized movement to end anti-black racism. The movement's purpose is to bring awareness and take action against violence and systemic racism towards black people. Police brutality against black African American people has become more well known and acknowledged in the past couple of years. One could say that it is due to the institutional racism or racism expressed in the practice of social and political institutions. White people do not get treated near as bad as African American people while dealing with the police. This is a significant example of white privilege. I Can't Breathe is a slogan associated with the Black Lives Matter movement. The phrase originates from the last words of Eric Garner, an unarmed man who was killed in 2014 after being put in a chokehold by a New York City police officer. The world watched footage on May 25, 2020 of George Floyd screaming, "I can't breathe," and crying out for his mother under the knee of a white police officer before going motionless in Minneapolis, Minnesota. In relation to recruitment, in Canada, The Employment Equity Act declares that every individual, either black, white, or Aboriginal people, will get equal opportunities.
Truth and Reconciliation Calls to Action. Canadian Nurses Association forms 94 calls in order to bring positive changes in healthcare professions. Among these 94 calls, I will discuss 4 calls and I will let you know what these calls can help us to let know. So these are TRC, that is Truth and Reconciliation Call 18, is the call which is related to the health of Indigenous people. Through this call, we can let ourselves know about the health of Indigenous people. TRC 19, through this call, we can aware ourselves about Indigenous people experiences in Canada. TRC 20, through this call, we can let ourselves know about the suffering of these Indigenous people in Canada. And TRC 21 means emotional and physical harm given by history of Canada to these Indigenous people and how these people suffer. So these calls are necessary to let ourselves know about various aspects in health. Truth and there are some benefits of these calls. Truth and Reconciliation Call to Action. And through this, people can get equal respect and as compared to normal people living in Canada. Indigenous people have equal right. They can do equal job at hiring. Nobody can make differences between normal and Indigenous people. It also brings cultural competency as it is very necessary. As moreover, it can bring healthcare changes in the healthcare environment, and these changes are positive. And these calls are also working for the betterment of health, and without any biases, these calls are work, and through them we can help ourselves to bring a betterment in the healthcare profession.
The responsibilities of employees. Employees have responsibilities towards their employers, even if they work part-time, full-time, or they don't have a written contract with their employers. It is the responsibility and duties of the employee to personally do their work they were hired for, to do their work carefully and seriously. In some cases, they could be fired or disciplined if they don't follow directions or follow the safety protocols within the organizations for no good reasons. Also, it is the responsibility of the employee to avoid putting themselves or others in dangers. That's the one important thing to do so. And it is also within their responsibility as employees to follow their employer's instruction, although sometimes there are some exemptions. For example, if employer asks the employee to do something dangerous or illegal, the employee, the rules and responsibilities of employers. Apart from the plus responsibilities of employers in this presentation, also it is the responsibility of the employer to have a health and safety policy and a program to implement those policies. It is within also their responsibility to place the responsibilities to officer, directors in the organization that will ensure the organization complies with the acts and regulations. As well as that, it is the responsibility of the employer to join health and safety committees in the workplace. It is the main responsibility and it is one of the most important responsibility of an employer, the specification of rights of workers with respect to workplace health and safety. And with that, it is the general responsibility of the employer to impose the general and specific responsibilities of officers, directors, and workers within the workplace. The role of a nurse in diversity. Diversity in the nursing field is essential because it provides opportunities to administer quality patient care. When the nursing workforce reflects to its patient's demographic, communication improves, thus making the patient feel more comfortable. It is the nurse's responsibility in diversity to understand the patient's culture, the environment, the food, the customs, religions, and their views. In providing so, in understanding these factors that affects the quality care that can be provided, they can provide their patients with ultimate care. Every healthcare experience provides an opportunity to have a positive effect on the patient's health. Healthcare providers can maximize this potential by learning more about the patient's culture, and in doing so, they are practicing the cultural competency or cultural awareness and sensitivity. That's the one important thing, a role of a nurse in diversity.
Summary. The concept of workplace diversity becomes important. People frequently consider racial or gender demographic groups when discussing diversity. However, the concept of diversity is broader and more inclusive. Understanding and evaluating the disparities between people of various racial, ethnic, religious, and physical capacities, in addition to the differences in personality, professional skills, and knowledge base, are considered to be part of the workplace diversity. Not only it is illegal to practice discrimination in recruitment in the workplace, but employees have become keener on the facts that demonstrates diversity and inclusivity by employers. Organizations have a better chance to recruit a more productive team when they are clear about their position on diversity. Employers should have the right policies and strategies to drive diversity and inclusivity. This slide shows our resources and references that we use in this project.
In behalf of this group, may I take this opportunity to say thank you to the professor behind this subject. Not because of you, we cannot grow professionally, and we've been so blessed for having you, because we grow and develop as an internationally educated nurses. Thank you so much.